Bitter criticism from the shithole that is global south, from the shit world. Because you know the global north is just like the global south. Terrible life in this planet. I want to go to Mars. No, I'm sorry. I'm being too critical, but not hypocritical. Too critical, but not hypocritical. There's too much light now. I'm not sure if I'm recording. Yeah, I guess I'm recording. I'm recording. Oh, stay there. Stay there. Fuck. Stay there. Ah. Stay there, cell phone. Oh, so we having a problem here with the cell phone. Just 1 second. Yeah, some stones over the cell phone. Just reading. Well, the usual thing. Russia Today being okay. What about that? Just 1 second. Somehow the Instagram was open with all those babes. And here we go. Russia Today. Just 1 second. Would you? Al Jazeera and now Russia Today. Today is September 10, a previous day from a very special day in Chile, which is the 11. You know, just thinking about. I guess I'm targeted by the left, because I've been critical against the left too, but you know, this is a Chilean aspect of the fight. Of people get too platonic, like they'll remember forever Salvador Allende. They've been remember him forever, but that's fine. The question is, we are living in neoliberalism, you know. Salvador Allende is absolutely dead. Dead. Is just bones now. It's just a skeleton. It's just a skeleton now, you know. There's no tissue on his skeleton, I guess. It's completely dead. The question is, we are losing the daily life, you know. In the daily life, we are living in neoliberalism in Chile, and what's going to happen next? The problem is the same people that remember Salvador Allende. They are anti-communist or something, you know. They are not supporting China. They are not supporting nobody. They are not supporting Russia, you know. So that's how the Chilean left is. There's a lack of support for Russia, for China, in my opinion, you know. So, but this is not me, you know. I'm not this Chilean left that just like to remember Salvador Allende. So maybe tomorrow I will not have class. That's the question for me, you know. These people that I was saying, the left, the Chilean left, they maybe hate me because I post criticism like that about being more focused on the future, I guess. Being more focused on the present, you know. Well, tomorrow there will be riots I'm not against the riots, you know, that's okay, but this rioting thing, it's doing nothing, you know. It's not improving nothing, in my opinion. It's just revenge, you know, just checking some revenge. Anyway, there's still fight. I'm looking Russia Today. I'm reading Russia Today. There's still fight over there. September 10, 2024. Russia Today. Russia and former Soviet Union. Russia holding biggest strategic naval drills in decades. Chinese warships and aircraft are also taking part in the Ocean 2024 exercise. We have a photograph, ships of the Russian Pacific Fleet being the strategic exercise Ocean 2024 in the Pacific and Arctic Oceans, the Mediterranean, Caspian and Baltic Seas. Russia has launched the biggest naval drills in its modern history. President Vladimir Putin has announced the Ocean 2024 exercise kicked off on Tuesday and is expected to be held simultaneously in the Pacific and Arctic Oceans, as well as the Mediterranean, Caspian and Baltic Seas. The aim of the drills is to assess the combat readiness of the Russian Navy and the Air Force, as well as to check their interoperability. Putin said as he joined the opening of the exercise via video link. The maneuvers involve more than 400 battleships and submarines, as well as auxiliary vessels, some 120 aircraft, and some 90,000 personnel. The exercise is set to include complex operations involving simulated launches of high precision weapons. Putin said at a meeting that was attended by Defense Minister Andrei Belosov. The drills will employ the drills will employ the experience the Russian troops had gained during the ongoing conflict between Moscow and Kiev. The president said. The Russian Defense Ministry has published several videos of the Ocean 2024 drills. The clips features Onyx and Uran cruise missiles being launched from mobile coastal Bastion and Bal missile systems. Onyx supersonic missiles are capable of hitting targets at a distance of up to 800 kilometers and can travel at almost 3 times the speed of sound. Anyway, it's just a military. I will read to the end. Source the Russian Defense Ministry. So Russia is very powerful in the sea. Way more powerful than Chilean Navy fleet, I guess. That for sure, you know, Chile is a global south country. Unfortunately, we have Gabriel Boric, who is an enemy of Vladimir Putin. Believe it or not, Chilean left says Vladimir Putin is a right-winger. And this same Chilean left is a joke, isn't it? Chile is a joke. Chilean left says Gabriel Boric is a left-winger. Anyway, so I give up. I gave up on Chilean politics, despite I love politics. There's nothing to do in this country. The only people I really care about is Daniel Jadue. Daniel Jadue, maybe he's kind of shock. I guess Daniel Jadue is in shock because of the of enjailment. He was in jail 5 months or something. Maybe he's not ready for resume his show, his program. It's not a show. Anyway, this Wednesday, tomorrow 6 a.m. Tomorrow 6 p.m. I will pay attention to that. We'll try to be alive. Yeah, definitely. The Chinese military are also taking part in the Russian drills. 4 vessels and 15 aircraft of the People's Liberation Army have joined the exercises. The head of the Russian Navy, Admiral Alexander Moiseev, said representatives from 15 other nations were also invited to the drills as observers, according to Putin. Maybe all African countries, who knows? Moscow, Belarus, Moscow, Venezuela, North Korea, I guess. It's interesting why Russia today don't say which countries are. Moscow plans to pay special attention to strengthening military cooperation with friendly nations. The Russian president has said such cooperation gains particular importance against the background of the growing geopolitical tensions, he added. Washington is trying to maintain its global military and political dominance at any cost. Putin warned the US is using Ukraine in a bid to inflict a strategic defeat upon Moscow. But America and its satellites have also built up a military presence in Europe, the Arctic and the Pacific under the pretext of containing Russia and China, he said. According to the president, Washington and its allies openly speak about their plans to deploy short and medium-range missiles to the islands in the Western Pacific and to some nations located in the region. The US seeks to get sizable military advantage through its aggressive actions and thus break the existing security architecture and the balance of power, the Russian leader warned, adding that such actions provoke the arms race. Quote, Russia must be ready for any potential scenario, the president said, adding that the armed forces should provide reliable security to both Russia's sovereignty and its national interests. The Russian Defense Ministry has published several videos of the Ocean 2024 drills. The clips feature Onyx and Uran cruise missiles being launched from mobile coastal bastion and BAL missile systems. I have zero idea about. I guess it's hard to know because I guess all this is new. All this sounds new. I never heard. I have zero idea about military devices, but all this sounds new. And well, the news didn't say which are the invited nations, but I'm pretty sure that it's Belarus, China. Who knows? African countries, yeah, that's it. So today there's no Hawk. The Elanus leucurus is not here today. Very funny because a week ago or something, there was 2. They were having sex. They were breeding. they were having a good one. And anyway, the ending. The Russian Defense Ministry has published several videos of the Ocean 2024 drills. The clips feature Onyx and Uran cruise missiles being launched from mobile coastal bastion and BAL missile systems. Onyx supersonic missiles are capable of hitting targets at a distance of up to 800 kilometers and can travel at almost 3 times the speed of sound. That's it. Not particularly interesting news. This is strange news here. A photograph of Boris Yeltsin and Bill Clinton photograph. They are taking a good one too. Not having sex, but smiling a lot. September 10, 2024, home, Russia and former Soviet Union. Russian security chief identify West's key mistake. The US could have turned Russia into a regular, docile client state by dragging it into the EU in the 90s. Sergei Shoigu has claimed. Yeah, well, by this time, but as I read Russia Today regularly, I feel from what I read, news from yesterday, that Russia, they want to be partners of Europe. At least that's my something that Maria Zakharova said something. Maybe he's too diplomatic, but I have this feeling that Russia always wants to be friends of Europe. Anyway, maybe maybe I am a European. Maybe I'm the most naive European in the world, maybe. But the Europeans are absolutely afraid because of the media, I guess. Definitely. So what a stupid Europe, what a stupid world. Why those Europeans don't go to Russia and make some friends, with this Filonenko swimmer, beautiful babe from Instagram, or Ala Bruletova. There's a lot of beautiful women. Why not to be friends? Just friendship. Why not friendship? Anyway, the photograph will show a file photo. U.S. President Bill Clinton meets his Russian counterpart Boris Yeltsin in 1996. The U.S. and its allies missed an opportunity to neutralize Russia by fully embracing it. In the 1990s, Security Council Secretary Sergei Shoigu believes. Security Council Secretary Sergei Shoigu believes. But as I'm saying, it's something that Russia wants, I have this impression that Russia, they are paranoid, That's what I think. Russian people, Russian diplomats, they are paranoid. Russian people, Russian government, they're paranoid about the future. They consider they can lost. They consider they can die. Some of the So being Russian is not easy, Being Russian is not easy. And because of that, they want peace too. Russia always wanted peace from since ever. They always in his history they wanted peace, but it's hard because of Mongols. It's hard because of Turkish people, because of Nazi people, because of all kind of abusive people. But anyway, in an interview with the Rossiya 24 channel aired on Tuesday, the former defense minister recalled how in 1994, then President Boris Yeltsin told his US counterpart Bill Clinton that, quote, Russia has to be the first country to join NATO, end of quote. Quote, if at that point they fast track us into the European Union, I believe we will have lost our sovereignty by today. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? No. Yeah, it's interesting because who knows? Yeah, but it's a very interesting thought because critics says that that's what, or analysts said that that's just what Germany did for. Hey, Tommy. Tommy. Milou saw a dog. Milou saw an invader dog. Good luck for Milou. There are a dog actually. And I didn't know that Milou is an enemy of that dog. Well, I was saying that it's funny. It's actually really interesting how, because some critics, some analysts said in the past that Germany was abusing were abusing, exploiting all other EU members, understand? Like this criticism basically said that EU is good for Germany and bad for all over the rest. But by this time, surprise, isn't it? Surprise, Germany is doing very bad, and the whole continent, the whole small continent, Europe, is doing very bad too. Who knows? So Europe is doing very bad. So it was never Germany. It was never Germany. I guess that will be the headline of this video. It was never Germany. It was always the US. So sad, isn't it? But for me it's maybe interesting, because I was considering go to Germany. I never went there. I never migrate. And now I have 10 dogs. My fate is dogs. That's my fate. I'm condemned. Anyway, just remember, Bill Clinton, U.S. counterpart Bill Clinton, told President Boris Yeltsin told his U.S. counterpart Bill Clinton that quote, Russia has to be the first country to join NATO. Yeah, quote, if at that point they fast track us into the European Union, I believe we will have lost our sovereignty by today. Maybe just like Poland, or maybe, just like Poland. Yeah, that's an interesting analysis. So US will be win by this time. And in economics, Russia is much smaller. That's why the economist says Russian economy is just imploded. So in the economics, Russia is done. But they have sovereignty. I believe we will have lost our sovereignty by today. The resources and natural deposits that our country will have been largely redistributed and snatched, Shoigu said. Yeah, very nice politician this Shoigu is. Russia was a deep financial hole in the mid 1990s and relied on foreign aid to remain afloat. So it will have willingly gone into the Western fold if offered the official arc. Shoigu recalled that at the time he was monitoring the arrival of tranches of foreign subsidies to rush to the government and get some funding to pay salaries to workers at the emergencies ministry. They had an emergencies ministry, which he headed. So Russia was terrible. Everybody knows that. The 1990s, absolutely broke. Quote, they have made a mistake. They should have gotten us into the EU as soon as possible, and we will be like the EU members. Just this is interesting, and we will be like the EU members. Just a command from across the ocean. We will be folding our paws and getting ready to jump through a hoop. Shoigu mused in this week's interview. As an example of, all Europe is, I always say I'm Italian. I am an Italian, but Italy is a satellite. It's also a satellite. So not a good situation for Europe, you know. As an example of European compliance with the US whims, Shoigu cited the scandal involving French helicopter carriers of the Mistral class, which Russia ordered in 2011 for its navy. The deal was called off after the 2014 armed coup in Kiev, an attempt to punish Moscow for accepting breakaway Crimea as a new Russian region. Washington pressured Paris into tearing up the contract with Russia with leveraging the size of a pending fine on a French bank, Shoigu claimed. He was apparently referring to Paris-listed BNP Paribas, which in June 2014 agreed to enter a guilty plea with the Americans in a case of sanctions avoidance and to pay $9 billion penalty to close the case. According to the French authorities, scrapping the Mistral deal at the last minute and selling the ships to Egypt instead came at a net cost at a net loss of 409 billion euros, which is $450 million, I guess. Tommy, mira, Tommy. And well, I don't know how much time we have. There's a related news about economy. Economy is great. It's always great. I'm going to read this and then watch the time, the minutes we have. September 9, home business news. EU suffering from loss of Russian energy. Draghi, understand? Yeah, definitely. This guy Shoigu made a very he had a very clear view of the world, definitely. But even in Germany, maybe right now in the EU, they are all pissed off. Kind of the whole Europe is kind of pissed off. It's all right wing, right wing take off Europe in 2024. What about Russia? A new, absolutely, well, people say Putin is far right, is fascist. That's what people say, but that was I'm not sure if they are right. But Russia could be even more fascist, really fascist, just like all rest of Europe. That's what Europe will be. It's funny because it's absolutely dangerous. Anyway, EU suffering from loss of Russian energy. Draghi, a former ECB chief, says the lack of access to cheap energy from Russia has undermined the bloc's competitive advantage. We have a photograph, former European Central Bank President Mario Draghi and the President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen. The global economic competitiveness of the European Union has been substantially eroded due to the loss of cheap energy from Russia, former European Central Bank President Mario Draghi said on Monday. A wide-ranging report presented by Draghi indicated that reducing energy prices, raising competitiveness, and strengthening defense investment are among the top priorities for the bloc's policymakers, according to the politician who served as Italy's prime minister in 2021-2022. Member states have been struggling to cope with higher energy prices and can no longer rely on open foreign markets. Quote, Europe has abruptly lost its most important supplier of energy, Russia, Draghi said, emphasizing that geopolitical stability was waning, while the region's dependencies have turned out to be vulnerabilities. The politician and economists acknowledge that energy prices have considerably fallen from their peaks, but stress that EU companies are still dealing with electricity prices that are 150% higher than those in the US, while paying nearly 350% more from natural gas. Ukraine-related sanctions imposed on Moscow and the sabotage of the Nord Stream pipeline in 2022 have led to a dramatic drop in Russia's gas supplies of the EU to the EU. The bloc has turned to the US and the Middle East to replace them with costlier liquefied natural gas, LNG. Russia reportedly accounted for over 16% over the value of natural gas imports into the bloc in the first quarter of this year, down from 4,000 in 2021. According to the estimates by Russia's energy ministry, American LNG is 30 to 40% more expensive than Russian pipeline gas. Prior to the Ukraine conflict, Washington had for years been pressuring the EU to cut its dependence on Russian energy. The administration of former President Donald Trump dubbed American and LNG molecules of freedom. What? The administration of former President Donald Trump dubbed American LNG molecules of freedom when pressuring Brussels to switch supplies. So maybe Trump is making a joke about Europe. About Europe, guys. Everybody laugh about Europe. But I guess making that, do you remember Shoigu I forgot the word now. Shoigu. Oh, I forgot. Completely forgot. Shoigu speculation. Shoigu hypothesis. Yeah, hypothesis will bring a lot of far-right movement. You know, Russians will fight back as Nazis. You know, Russian Nazis. What about that? What about imagine a Russian Ukraine Nazi. Then all these critics, all these freedom fighters against Russia, they will really have a big Ukraine, you know. All these people that don't believe Ukraine is fascist, is Nazi, they will have no escape against Nazi Russia, about Nazism all over the place. So we are not that bad, you know. We are not that bad with our Russian-sized Nazi people. Nazism. So just like that, it's time for CGTN to save the world, to save the day. Save the day to, anyway. China boosts education system. Yeah, a very precious subject for me, because right here in Chile we have a terrible educational system. Terrible. Nobody believes in education in Chile. Nobody. Politics, September 10, 2024. CGTN. China boosts education system to become a leading country in education. I will go to China to study there, I guess. I will try it. I'm doing great with Chinese course on Duolingo. It's the only thing I can pay for free, but I guess I'm doing well. You know, Duolingo is not that bad. Duolingo is hard. It's hard. I mean, there are easy parts as the ideograms. Learning ideograms is absolutely easy because Duolingo show you how to write the ideograms. Okay, so everybody can draw the ideograms. That's the part of, if you don't know, try it Chinese course for English, Chinese course on Duolingo for English. So there are parts in which you learn ideograms, and that's absolutely easy and easy peasy. Well, and there are parts very hard about meanings, about grammar, about syntax. Syntax is hard because you have to memorize the ideograms you supposedly learn by drawing it. You have to focus on the drawings and the meanings. You understand? You have to start everything again from the scratch. So that part is hard. It's absolutely hard. The meanings, the words, the phrases, even the pronunciation. Duolingo is awesome. It have it all: pronunciation, drawing, reading, grammar, everything. And then you have Duolingo if you miss anything, you lost a heart. A heart is like a go, and you lost your chance, and then you have to start all the units again. But you can keep practicing. You can keep practicing with the exercise in order to win one heart. You make a review. You make a review and you earn one heart, and that's it. You can practice. You can study Chinese non-stop by failing and gaining hearts. Failing and gaining hearts and practicing. And remember, definitely you will learn something on Duolingo English or Chinese course. On Duolingo Chinese course, I'm a big enthusiast of this kind of educational apps and devices. China boosts education system to become a leading country in education. September 10, 2024. A huge article of 4 minutes. I will do it in 14. We have a photograph. Participants applaud after a representative speech at an award ceremony to honor model teachers. And outstanding groups and institutions. Working as a primary school teacher in Taichitun Township in Beijing, Diao Rongshu has remained deeply committed to education in mountainous areas, adhering to the concept of tolerance, gentleness, cultivation, and education. Diao employs a teaching method based on interaction, mutual appreciation, and mutual promotion, paying close attention to the growth of every student. To that end, she has traveled throughout the township, visiting left behind children and single parent students in mountainous areas, formulating special study plans for them, and earning the trust and gratitude of their parents. During an awards ceremony held on Sunday to honor model teachers and outstanding groups and institutions in China's education sector ahead of the 14th Teachers' Day, which falls on Tuesday, Diao, among a total of 716 people, was awarded the title of National Model Teacher. Diao looks like Xi Jinping himself, while addressing a national meeting on education in Beijing from Monday to Tuesday. President Xi Jinping sent greetings to teachers and others working in the education sector across the country, urging efforts to make solid progress toward the strategic goal of building China into a leading country in education. I only say ni hao. Ni hao. I know that teacher is Lao Shi. I guess because of the philosopher, Lao Tse, Lao Chi, I guess, as I understand Chinese, they make this kind of they make this kind of, you know, I don't remember the word now, but recognize, you know, these recognitions, this like Lao Tse was a great philosopher from about art of war and Taoism. Well, I don't remember how to say Taoism in Chinese. Anyway, they take the name of the philosopher and said all teachers are Lao Tse, Lao Chi, I guess. Anyway, my goal in life now, as I love China, as I think they are the only hope for the world, my goal is to make an ideogram about myself. What about that? And that's ideogram will is all about Copuazú. I will make the Copuazú ideogram. Oh, how to say Copuazú in Chinese? I will make a new one, a new tropical terpene fruit. That's my goal. I will bring Copuazú to China. I will change the headline now. Copuazú to China. That will be the headline. China needs an ideogram for Copuazú. That will be the headline of the video. Anyway, so Chinese President Xi Jinping meets with representatives attending an award ceremony to honor model teachers and outstanding groups. Something. Building a high quality education system. Today, China has developed the world's largest and highest quality education system, achieving a historic leap in the level of education popularization. According to official data, in 2023, there are 498,300 schools of all types and level costs and levels across the country, and not costs, but across the country, with 291 million students enrolled in academic education and 18,918 million full-time teachers. Lao Tse, understand, is an homage. Meanwhile, the academic qualifications of teachers have also steadily improved. In 2023, 78% of primary school teachers and 93% of junior high school teachers hold a bachelor's degree or higher. The proportion of teachers with senior professional titles has increased significantly, including the establishment of senior teachers' positions in primary and secondary schools. I always criticize the educational system in Chile is worse, even worse than in Brazil. The question is, what I don't like here is this is not all about the educational system, but the society ethos or something. Society ethos. This society ideology, authoritarianist ideology of Pinochet, understand? The question is, a Chilean could answer me that Chinese people are even more authoritarian, but I don't think so, you know. I trust Chinese people. I guess they are the best. The enrollment rate for higher education increased from 30% in 2012 to 57.8% in 2021, marking a historic leap that signifies higher education in China has entered a stage of widespread recognition. Many Chinese universities and disciplines have achieved a very advanced level globally. Additionally, China emphasizes the equal importance and coordinated development of vocational and general education, accelerating the creation of a modern vocational education system to help students with diverse talents and interests realize their potential, describing the effort to build a leading education system as complex and systematic Xi Jinping emphasized the need to focus on education's fundamental task of fostering virtue. He called for efforts to cultivate a high-caliber teaching workforce and stressed the importance of improving teacher status, pay, and welfare to make teaching one of the most respected professions. She also highlighted the need to develop high-quality and balanced compulsory education and to reduce disparities between urban and rural areas, regions, schools, and social groups. We have another photograph, students at Luban workshop in Dushanbe, Tajikistan. Tajikistan is another country, yeah, I guess. Opening China's education sector to the world. In China, many major traditional projects rely heavily on key technologies provided by universities, which play a crucial role in basic research and are the source of significant scientific and technological breakthroughs. At the National Science and Technology Award Conference in 2023, universities and colleges won 75.5% of the state natural science awards, 75.6% of the state technological invention awards, and 56.5% of the state scientific and technological progress awards, respectively. Moreover, China collaborates on major scientific research projects with relevant countries through the establishment of overseas science and education cooperation centers to address global challenges. For example, the China-Africa Joint Research Center, established in 2013, is the first comprehensive scientific and educational institution built overseas by China. The center brings together scientific research and teaching institutions from 16 African countries and China to collaborate on fields such as biodiversity surveys and assessments, water resources, and ecological environment monitoring, creating a network that integrates scientific research and talent training. Today, researchers at the center have jointly published more than 600 papers, held over 30 international training courses and technical sessions, and trained more than 300 students from 14 African countries. China also hosts various international conferences such as the World Digital Education Conference, establishes Luban workshops in multiple countries, and expands exchanges between Chinese and foreign youths, aiming to build a significant global education center. During the national meeting on education, she emphasized the importance of further opening China's education sector to the world, including expanding international academic exchanges and broadening cooperation in education and scientific research. That's it. I guess that's it. Oh, I surpassed the time. No yoga today. All fine. We're going home. Tommy, come here.